Welcome to Ignorance Unleashed with your host Salvatore Cavalieri. Just 10 minutes of no-nonsense insights with a touch of humor and absurdity, approved by his psychiatrist and wife because they agree he needs this outlet.
Hey. So today we're going to talk about aguacates, paltas, avocados, and maybe we're going to have some sprinkle of also tomatoes. All of them from Mexico. Hijoles. That's so nice, Mexican. So why am I doing this? And what is the relationship of the avocados and inflation in real estate? Well, we're going to walk into that. So just be patient. All right. So my today's rant is about the stupidity of people. This past week, the President Trump mentioned that he was imposing 25% tariffs on Mexican goods. Fine. Okay. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of people have nothing to do in their lives. They went, of course, fresh aguacates frescos, really nice. And they went to Costco and they did a 3-hour, 4-hour line here in Orlando somewhere. Okay. Are you stupid? Do you know that a fresh avocado within 4 days, 5 days is going to spoil? Okay? So it is amazing the stupidity of people to do that for something that you cannot do much, really. If the avocado goes up 25%, you know what's going to happen in a freehand economy? Another country will come and fill up that place. Okay? And someone else, maybe from another Central American country, but Mexico is North America. But anyway, maybe from South America, maybe from Central America, they will come and says, you know what? I'm going to give you better Mexican avocados than the piece of shit that you're eating right now. Because the other day, I went to the market and needed some avocados, and what I found was horrendous. They were this small, hard, and they horrendous. I left them there. Meanwhile, the other people desperate buying all those avocados because the world was ending. It's like the toilet paper war, where right after the pandemic, people went nuts buying paper to wipe their butts. Okay, come on, shut up. We use water, shower too. Okay, that's stupid. It's amazing to see that people do not appreciate their time. And by the way, if you want to hoard food or any other cleaning stuff, you need to be smart in when you do that. You don't buy 60, 90, 100 rolls of paper. Okay? Right. I grew up in a country that had a lot of inflation, was Venezuela in the 80s and 90s. And what do? You don't buy fresh avocado. Okay, dumbasses. You don't buy fresh tomatoes, you buy stuff in cans, okay? And you do a math. You say, well, in a year, I'm going to consume this much, and I'm going to use this much. So you need to have a supply, and you're going to deplete the supply as you go along. That's called math, okay? And I remember I used to go with my dad to the supermarket, to the wholesalers over there, and my father would say, give me 10 boxes of tomatoes, 10 boxes of green beans, 5 boxes of corn, whatever it was, and we got that stuff. We got it, we store them, we had a room at home, and we store them. We didn't store fresh shit at all. For what? It's going to spoil. So during inflationary times, if you're going to have that, okay, then you do a list of the things you need, the stuff that you need to store, and how much you are going to consume it, okay? For example, if you know it's going to be a long recession or a long inflation, maybe you store more. Remember that even in canned stuff, it's also spoiled, okay? For example, I grew up with no fresh milk. Rare. Because it will spoil immediately, and prices went up. Actually, then the government did the smart thing, control the price, and nobody cared, okay? So we bought milk, powder milk, and we had it. It lasted. Actually, my father even did money. He was able to store so much that other people needed, and he was able to resell it later on for a profit still. And still, the people bought it, made a good deal. And my father also made a good deal because he converted that money into something of value that didn't lose value. There's a book that's coming out. It's called Cent by Cent, and it talks about how my father made his fortune $1 at a time with worse conditions that we're seeing in the United States. Everybody is complaining. Hey, the inflation, hey, this, the interest rate is 7%. Oh my God, I should die. You're stupid. Okay? Doesn't matter if it's 7% or 10% or 12% when you buy in real estate. What matters is that what return are you getting out of that? If the return is 12% and your interest rate is 7%, you're doing very well. Not only that, if it is an investment property, you have tax deductions. So the avocados that you're buying fresh, the tomatoes that you're buying avocado fresh from Mexico, you're stupid. Okay? Because they're going to spoil. If you're going to save for a rainy day, for inflation, buy stuff in cans, store them at home, do the math beforehand, see how much you need. If you're 10 at the home, then you need more food. If it is only 2, you need less. Okay? And then do you have a schedule of kind of food that you're gonna have? I'm gonna have a lasagna today, which needs tomato. Okay, and then tomorrow I'm gonna have a salad with aguacate, with palta or avocado. The next day. So you don't overbuy, you don't underbuy. Okay? So I can understand the stupidity of people wasting their time, wasting their money, going for a 2-hour, 3-hour line in Costco in one of those big stores, that sell food. I just don't understand it. You deserve to be in the shithole that you are. Really, you are. Because it doesn't make any sense. Besides that, for example, back then in Latin America, in Venezuela, when you had inflation on everything. Big time on everything. Now, the inflation that we're seeing because of this tariff war, how it's being called by liberal media, okay, it is kind of targeted, actually, specific countries. It's not throughout the whole world being tariffed. It is a specific countries that they need to do a specific shit they haven't done for this country. Okay? So it's not generalized that now you're going to have the tomatoes going up 25% or more, and the avocados going up 25% or more, but then what about the lettuce? Maybe the lettuce comes from California. It's not going to go up in price. So there are other vegetables that are not going to be impacted or impact little about this thing. Okay? So buying cans, make a list. Make a list of what you need and where you're going to deplete your use. Okay? If you don't understand what the hell is depleting, okay, and then go buy your stuff, store it in a safe place. Don't do it in the shed on the back of your house where you do illegal whiskey. Don't put it there because it's very hot. Okay, so you store it somewhere. Right? So, and then what happened is a week later, then Mexico said, hey, hijoles, I am going to put 10,000 troops in the border. You should have done that shit long time ago, Mr. Mexico, Mrs. Mexico. Okay? So cool. Latin America is so cool. They have shitty governments, and what do? Nothing. They tell the people the same crap all the time. They keep electing useless politicians, and people need to go somewhere, and they leave the country. And politicians in Latin America, they love it. They just love it because their pressure, the economic pressure and political pressure inside their countries is being released. And who's taking that? The good old America, right? The good old America. No. People should stay in their countries and fix their own countries, really. They're waiting for all good America to fix them up. No, not anymore. So Mexico, now you have your 10,000 troops in there. Hopefully you keep your word, and hopefully you keep it not only the border protected in this term, but in future terms. If Trump leaves, what is going to do Mexico? Call the 10,000 military men, Mexican men back home? back to whatever they were in Mexico. Hopefully they continue. So this is a long-standing bullshit that this country have been putting up with a lot of people that are taking advantage of this country. Okay? So don't be stupid and make a 2-hour lane for a fresh avocado. Okay? Grab something else. Get a can. Store stuff. Now, that's for food. Inflation, if it is the inflation, you need to buy soap. But remember, we used to buy a lot of soap. Because soap, no, you need soap for everything. Dishes, your body, stuff like that. So, have a worth of life. If just standing in a line for 3-4 hours, that means you have nothing better to do in life. Okay? And it's not worth because it's going to spoil. So with that said, make it a great day.